Hello, teacher. How are you?
I'm
Hello,
okay,
teacher.
thank you.
شباب واحد يقول لها سلامات بالانجليزي تقول مريضة.
So we're just going to wait for the other students to join and then we'll start, okay? We'll wait a few more minutes.
Okay.
Good evening. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. There's still a few students joining, so I'm just giving them a few seconds. Hey, I'm just doing the register quickly. Hussein, are you here? Hussein? Khadir, are you here? Okay, so let me just make sure everybody I've got here. Asma, Afnan, Basim, Bushra, Banan. If I don't say your name, please tell me. Faisal,
I am here.
Lena, yes, I see you. Majid, Meshkas, Manal.
I'm
Good. And
Basim, I'm here.
good. Okay, perfect. Good. All right. So, hello, everybody. Okay. So, hello, everybody. I am a little bit sick. I have a cold. So, if I cough or sneeze, please excuse me and please bear with me. Okay. So, we're going to today, we're going to look at the simple past B. So, last week, we learned the simple present, where we said, I am a teacher, right? Or I work hard, right? So simple present, something that is true. I live in London. And we also learned the present continuous. So right now, I am teaching you right now. Today, we're going to talk about the simple past. So the simple past tense, we use the same be verbs is, am, and are, but we use them in the past form. So was and were. Okay. Now, I want everybody to see in the present tense, we say I am, he, she, and it is, and you, we, and they are, right? But when I talk in the past tense, we only have was and were. So I was, he was, she was, and it was, and were we use for they, you, and we. Okay, does everybody understand? Any questions?
No, teacher, thank you.
Okay, so when to use the simple past with the be verbs? To talk about the past, something that happened and it's finished, it's done, right? So last week's class is over. It was last week. It's done already. Okay, so I don't know if you watch The Lion King, but it doesn't matter. It is in the past. So you will see I put here I, he, she, it, and a name like Andy or Sally. We use was. It is singular subjects. You, we, they, Andy, and Sarah were. So more than one person were and one person was. Okay, so how do we make sentences? Now, remember last time I told you we put the subject, then the be verb, then your object or complement, right? So, for example, I am a teacher, right? I am a teacher. Now, maybe in 60 years, hopefully I can work until I'm that old. In 60 or 70 years, I will stop working and then I will say I was a teacher. Okay? Because then I don't teach anymore, right? So I was in London in 1997. I was sleepy last night. You see, it is a new day. The night is gone. I am not sleepy anymore. Okay. She was sleepy. They were, right? So here we see we were together yesterday or this morning. They were my housemates. We used to live together, but we don't anymore. So you guys can see when we have these sentences, it's the same structure, right? So in the positive sentences for the simple present tense, we would say we are together, right? Right now, present tense. In the past tense, we were together. So can you see my sentence structure is exactly the same? I have my subject in the beginning. Then I have my be verb. So now I'm using the past be verb and then my object or complement at the end. Okay, so it's the same. You've already learned this. It's just one word that's changing from is to was. For a negative sentence, we use not. So exactly the same way we learned with the simple present tense. I am not a teacher, right? For example, I can say it like that. I will say I was not a teacher. Okay, I was not a teacher. And you see, it's the same structure. The only difference with this one is I will say I'm not a teacher if I use the contraction, the short version. And with this one, I would say I wasn't a teacher. So the contraction moves. Okay. This is the only one where the contraction is different. Okay. We would say wasn't. Remember, we learned if we use a different subject, we say he isn't a doctor, right? Past tense, he wasn't a doctor. So it's the same contraction you've already learned. Instead of is, we use was. Okay, and they are not teachers. They were, you can say weren't, right? So let me use the contraction here too. They weren't teachers. Okay. So it's the same rules you've already learned. It's just one word that changes, is or was. Is changes to was and are changes to were. Okay. So you see, I, he, she, it, and Andy wasn't or was not. We, they, you, Andy, and Sarah, more than one person, were not or weren't. We say it like that, weren't. They weren't or weren't together. So with the negative sentence, my subject is at the beginning, then it is the past be verb, then the word not, and then your object or complement at the end. So he was not in Paris in 1999. Pam was not a teacher. She was a news reporter. We were not at the park. Okay, same rule, just one word changes. Does anybody have any questions?
No question, teacher.
No, teacher.
Okay, good. Now, the last one we need to know is how to make questions. Okay, so we've got yes or no questions. The question doesn't have the word yes or no, and we answer these questions with yes or no. So, first we put the past be verb. Remember when we had the present simple tense? When I said he is American, right? That's a positive sentence. When I make a question, I put the be verb in front. Is he American? Can you all remember this? Is he American? My be verb comes to the front. So it's exactly the same with the past tense. The be verb comes to the front. Were you at home last Monday? And when I answer, I also use the simple past be verb. So, yes, I was, or no, I wasn't, right? Was she with you yesterday? So you see, my past be verb is in the front, my subject, and my complement, right? When I answer, yes, she was, no, she wasn't. Okay, and remember, the only one where it changes is I and you, right? So if the question says you, were you in my class last week? When you answer the question you have to say I because you're talking about yourself. So yes, I was, or no, I wasn't. For everybody else, it stays the same. Were they at home last Monday? Yes, they were. Or no, they weren't. Was he with you yesterday? Yes, he was. No, he wasn't. Okay. And then these questions with the question word, right? What, when, where, why, how? We need to give more information. I cannot just answer with yes or no, right? So where my question word comes to the front of the sentence, it's right at the front. Where, then my past be verb, were, my subject, and then my complement. Where were they last night? When I answer, they were, can you see it's in the answer as well? They were at their parents' house last night. Why was Andy here last week? Andy was here last week because he was sick. Okay. Any questions? Yes. This one. Okay. Okay. So, Majid, remember last time when we learned the simple present tense, we learned when we make a positive sentence, he is American, right? I'll use this example for you. So this is the present simple. We see it says is. It means current, present simple, okay? If we change it to the past tense, we say he was American, okay? He was American. Now, if you want to ask the question, the be verb comes to the front. Was he American? Okay. If we ask this question, we can answer with yes, he was. He was. Or we can answer with no, he wasn't. Okay. When we ask a question with the question words, okay, so remember our question words, we learned them, I think we did look at them last week. Question words are what? Let me just type in capital letters, sorry. What? When? Why? How? Remember, these are our question words. When we ask a question with this, I would ask the question word comes to the front. So this is the be verb, right? Was. In front of that, I put my question word. So I will say, what was his name? Or, for example, where was he from? Where was he from? In the past tense. Do you understand, Majid? It's okay if you don't. Tell me if you don't. So it's the same that we learned in the present simple. The only word that changes is. So, for example, I'll give you a different example. Okay, let me say, why are you late? Okay, why are you late? I'm asking the question. This is present simple. So I want to know right now, why are you late? Present simple. Okay, I want to know about now. When we make this, we have our question word. So I'm going to draw a little Q for question word. Then I have my be verb. Then I have my subject, and this is my complement. Okay. So first we have the question word, the be verb, the subject, and complement. All right. Now, when I want to ask about yesterday, I'm not going to say, why are you late? I can't say are because I want to know yesterday. So then I will say, why were you late? See, the sentence stays exactly the same. The only word that changes is were. Are changes to were. So if I type this for you, this sentence is the present simple, right? And this one is the past simple. Okay. Do you understand now?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to know if Majid understands. Okay, so it's you've already learned this. This format is exactly the same as what I've been teaching you. Only one word changes. Instead of now, I'm asking about something that already happened, past tense. Okay, so let's do a little bit of practice and see if you guys understand what I've explained to you now. Okay. Let me just change my screen share. Okay. New share. I'm so sorry. All right. So we're going to ask this, or we're going to complete this. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I do have to drink some water. Okay. Yes. Thank you. It's normal. I have a 5-year-old daughter, so she makes me sick all the time. It's okay. Thank you, Majid. All right. So we're going to complete the sentences with was and were. Okay. So was and were. You see the subject is at the top. And when you see this, it means I want a negative sentence. So we were not or weren't at home last night. When you see this, it is a question. Okay. And when you see this, I want a positive sentence. Okay. So who would like to try number one? I'm sorry, my voice. Who would like to try number one? If you want to try, please raise your hand.
Yes, teacher.
Bushra, go ahead.
Were you at school yesterday?
Yes, good. Were you at school yesterday? Good. Were you at school? Good. Manal, do you want to try number two, a negative sentence?
Faisal, I want to try.
Okay, Faisal.
Okay,
Yeah,
Faisal.
go ahead.
You are very well yesterday.
Okay, negative sentence. Remember, are is present. We want was or were, right? And
Okay.
this name is Tan. So negative, not. So we start with Tan.
Then was
Mm-hmm. If it's
very well
negative,
yesterday.
good. Okay, so that's positive sentence. When it's negative, we would say was not very well yesterday. Tan was not very well yesterday.
Then was not very well yesterday.
Good. Yes. Remember, when it's a negative sentence, we
Yeah.
have to add the word not in. Okay, good.
Not.
And not are, but was. Past
Okay.
tense, yesterday. Okay, good. Majid, number 3, go ahead. Yes, good. We were. No, positive. You're right. It's positive. See, that's a little plus. Positive. Yes, we were on the plane at 4. Good. The next one is a question. Banan, go ahead. You want to try?
Were they in class yesterday?
Yes, very good. Question. So my be verb comes to the front. Were they in class yesterday? Well done. And Manal, go ahead, number 5.
Weren't you very
Mhm.
hungry?
Okay. It's a negative sentence, not a question. So don't put the was
Okay,
or were
okay.
in front. Mhm.
You weren't very
Yes.
hungry.
Good. Okay. You weren't very hungry this morning. Okay, well done. And Afnan,
Teacher.
number 6. Somebody spoke to me. Meshkas, go ahead.
Yes.
Mhm.
I was.
Yes.
I was.
I was in a meeting until 7 o'clock last night. Good. Afnan, you keep putting your hand down. Do you want to try number 7 for us?
Okay. You was your sister
Yes,
in
very good.
France last week?
Good. So, was your sister in Toronto? And remember, was capital letter because it's the start of the sentence. Was your sister in Toronto last week? Good. Okay, number 8. Who would like to try? Let me see who hasn't tried because there's enough. Basim, you want to try? Number 8?
It was.
Yes, good. It was a terrible movie. Good. It was a terrible movie. Okay. Negative sentence. Asma, you want to try?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't at home last week.
Well done. I wasn't at home last weekend. Good. I wasn't at home last weekend. Good. Now, this one, Lena, maybe you would like to try. If you don't want to, it's okay, but I want to explain it before you answer. Sarah and Emma, which means it's not just one person, it's 2 people. Sarah and Emma. Mm-hmm.
Where?
Yes, good. So Sarah and Emma were tired this morning. Good job. Okay. Well done. Okay, now the next one is a conversation, right? So it's just a little conversation we're going to try. We're going to complete the conversation with was or wasn't, with were or weren't. Okay. So, where were you last night? Okay. Who would like to answer B?
Yes, teacher.
Go ahead.
I was at work all evening.
Good. I was at work all evening. No, you, Banan. Go ahead.
No, you weren't. You were
Good.
with. Okay.
Good. Yeah, you weren't. You were with Elena. Right. You were with Elena. Good. Afnan, you want to try the B here?
No, I wasn't.
No, I wasn't. Good. Negatives. Yes, you got it. Okay, that's the end of the conversation. Okay, seems like that person is in trouble. Okay, let's try number 2. Majid, you want to try? Freddie Mercury is one person. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mercury, yeah. Good. Was Freddie Mercury? Yes, well done. So was Freddie Mercury an actor? And mhm. Good. No, he wasn't. Good. Yes? Good. So he was a singer with Queen. Yes, good. Queen is a band. I don't know if you know them. They make music. Okay. Number 3. Who wants to try?
Were you?
Good. Yeah?
Were you in San Diego? In San Diego yesterday?
Mhm.
No, we weren't. We were in
Los Angeles.
we were in Los Angeles.
Good. Perfect. We were in Los Angeles. Good. Yes, well done. And yes, Mishkas, go ahead.
Were the movie good? Were the
okay.
movie good?
One movie. Just one
No.
movie.
One was.
Good. Yes. Okay. Yes. And then you can go ahead. No, it.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was very slow.
Good. It was very slow. If we say a movie is slow, it means it's a little boring. Like it takes a long time for it to become interesting. So it was very slow. Good. I'm sorry. So remember, if it's singular, the movie, right? We use it as the subject. Okay. So if I say, was Freddie Mercury, I use he, right? So he, because he's a man, he was an actor. Same thing with the movie. It was. Okay, good. Well done. I think you guys understand this very well. I hope. You all did a good job. So we've got this little exercise here. I think we can do this one for homework. It is just the simple past be. So the sentence is in the present simple at the top, and I want you to change it to the past. I will send this on the WhatsApp group for homework. Some of you sent me your homework today, and I didn't mark it. It's not because I didn't want to mark it, it's because I didn't have the time. I'm sorry, guys. I also work more than just this job. I teach all day. So if I didn't mark it, I will mark it as soon as I get a chance. So we will do this for homework. Does anybody have any questions before we move on? Any questions?
No question.
No.
No, thanks.
Okay. Perfect. Right. So I'm going to send this in the WhatsApp group. I'll send it now so that I don't forget to send it to you. Okay. So we'll do that little exercise for homework. Now, we're moving on to the next bit. So now we're going to we learned the simple past of the be verb, right? So is and am and are changes to was and were. Okay. Now we're going to look at regular verbs. Okay. So is and are we use with complements, right? Like I am a teacher, I was a teacher. Your job. It's a complement. It's not a thing, not an object. Sometimes we have our sentences with a regular verb, right? So like eat, drink, work, walk. All of those are action words. Those are verbs. We have 2 different types of verbs. We have regular verbs and we have irregular verbs. So we're going to learn about the regular verbs first. I will mention irregular verbs and then I will explain it to you after we're done with this one. Okay? So The simple past with regular verbs, it's when the word work changes to worked, right? You see, I worked at home yesterday. Yesterday, it's gone. Yesterday is forgotten already. Okay, so we use the simple past to talk about completed actions in the past. I want everybody to see, I don't say she was worked at home. We don't need was in the sentence. We have a verb. Okay, so you don't need to use was and were. If you have a verb in the sentence, we don't need it then. We've got a verb, we change the verb to the past tense. So present simple, I will say, she works at home. Remember, I explained to you guys that we get the S, he, she, it gets the S. In the past tense, she worked at home. She worked at home. Okay? So this means like every day or now. I want to say currently. And this means in the past. Action is completed. Okay. So we can see these are some of the irregular verbs that we have. We play, I played. I played piano when I was younger. I walked to school every day when I was a child, right? I worked in a shoe factory, for example, right? So I walked with my brother to the park yesterday. So this is a time expression. It shows the past. It's a past time expression. Yesterday is over. You will see I've included some irregular verbs here. What do you see? Can anybody tell me what's the difference between the regular and irregular verbs? Just from what you see. If you don't know the rule, it's okay. Tell me what you see. When you look at these and when you look at these, what do you see that's different?
Regular
Regular
verbs.
add ed.
Good, yes.
Irregular
We change the
change the letter.
Okay, well done. Good observation. So, Bushra and Asma said regular verbs end with ed and irregular verbs, we change the letters. Perfect explanation. Okay, so with regular verbs, we add the letters ed at the end to put it in the past tense. But irregular verbs, we change the whole word. Okay, and I'll explain these to you later just so that you can see. I swim in the mornings, right? Every morning I swim. But yesterday I swam in the river. Okay, I don't say I swimmed. There's no such word. Excuse me. I eat breakfast at 8 a.m. I ate breakfast at 9 a.m. this morning. Drink changes to drank. We don't say I drinked water or I eated food. We don't talk like that. Those are our irregular verbs. Okay. So don't think about irregular verbs now. I just want you to know what they look like. Let's focus on the regular verbs. So we use the past regular verbs to talk about a series of completed actions in the past. Okay. So the actions are done. I'm talking about what I did first, then second, then third. But it's all finished, okay? So I finished my work, walked to the supermarket, and shopped there for 2 hours. Okay? So the first thing I did was I finished my work at 5 p.m., walked to the supermarket just after I finished work 3 hours ago, and shopped there for 2 hours, right? Shopped. All of these, you see, these are regular verbs. They end with the ed at the end. And all of them happened in previous time, in the past. Okay. We can also use it to talk about habits in the past. Okay, very important. In the past. Okay, when I was a child, I'm not a child anymore. So when I was a child in the past, I watched TV for long, right? I watched TV for long. So it's a habit I had in the past. Now that I'm an adult, I don't watch TV at all. I don't watch TV at all, right? So the verb changes. Okay. Now, how to use the simple past in a sentence. Before we start with this, does anybody have any questions?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Why should be?
Sorry.
Should be. Why
Shocked.
should be?
Okay. I'll explain the spelling rules to you now, Basim. Good question. Thank you for noticing that. So I'm going to explain how we write, how you know to add, right? Because we have different rules for this as well, but I will explain it to you now. So like the word dance, right? You know, to dance. When we talk about this in the past tense, we just add a D. We don't have to add another E. We don't write it like this. We just write it like this. Okay. So shop, we also have a rule. It's the vowel and consonant. So I'm going to explain it to you now. All right. Let's look at the sentences quickly and then I'll explain it to you. Okay. So when we make sentences, positive sentences, we have the subject, then the verb, and then the object or complement. Okay, so subject, verb, object or complement. I lived in New York. She worked in an office. They played football. Can you see? I, he, she, they, we use the same verb. We don't change it. So I lived in New York. He lived in New York. They lived in New York. There's no S. We don't put an S here. Okay, it's the past tense. She worked in an office. He worked in an office. They worked in an office. Here's your spelling rules. Okay, so Basim, we look at it like this. Most action verbs are physical actions you do. When you work, you type, you write, right? So when you work, or when you eat, or when you dance, all of those are movements, right? So for most regular action verbs, we just put an ed at the end, right? So like walk, walked, work, worked, play, played. If the verb ends with the letter E, we just put the D. So like I told you, dance, danced, right? Like, liked. We don't add another E there. It's not necessary. Move, moved. We just add an E. When the action verb ends with a consonant, so these are the consonants, not A, B, C, right? Not A, E, I, O, U, not A, E, I, O, U. Those are my vowel sounds. When it ends with any of these letters and the letter Y, we take the Y away and we put IED, right? So study, when we change it to studied, the Y disappears. We delete the Y and we add IED. Carry, carried. Cry, cried. All right? When the action verbs end with a vowel and a Y, we just put ed. So like played and stayed. Now, here's your question, Basim. Action verbs that end with a consonant, vowel, consonant, we double the last consonant and then we put the letter ed. So for example, plan, stop, shop. Okay, those only have one syllable. A syllable is the amount of sounds we make to say the word. So for example, I'll use the word beautiful, right? When we say it, it's beautiful. Okay? I know this is not a verb, it's an adjective, but It has 3 syllables. Beautiful, right? There's 3 things we have to say to make that one word. So it has 3 syllables. So if the word is only 1 syllable, plan, right? We don't say plan, we say plan. It's 1 syllable. Stop, shop. And it has a consonant, vowel, consonant. We copy the last consonant and then we add the ed. So if we look at the word shop, shop, can you hear it? 1 syllable, shop. I see H is a consonant, O is a vowel, and P is a consonant. So I'm doubling that P, ed. It's 1 syllable. Okay. Does that make sense, Bassem? Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. And when a word has 2 syllables, you see visit, the word visit ends with it's consonant, vowel, consonant, right? That's a consonant, this is a vowel, and this is a consonant, but it's 2 syllables. Visit. We don't copy the last consonant. So visit, we just add the ed. We don't need to copy it because it's more than 1 syllable. Okay. Good. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions before I carry on? So this is our positive sentences. No questions? Okay. Right. Now, for a negative sentence, and this is where it can be a little bit tricky because with our be verb, we just use was not, right? With a regular verb, with a negative sentence, we use the subject, then we use the word did not. Okay. Not do not, did not. The past, simple past. We use the past tense of do. It's did. So I did not, and now I'm not going to say stayed because did is already in the past tense. So I did not stay at home last night. He did not plan the holiday. They did not stop for the red light. I did not shop for 2 hours this afternoon. Okay? So we use the base action verb. We don't change the verb. There's no ed here. Did is already in the past tense. Does everybody understand this? Any questions?
No.
Okay.
No.
No
Okay, good.
questions.
So
Thank you.
I, he, she, they. We use did. It doesn't change for anybody. We only use did when we have an action verb in the sentence and then your action verb stays the same, right? So I did not stay at home. He did not stay at home. She did not stay at home. They did not stay at home. You did not stay at home. We don't change did to does or anything like that. It's did not, past tense. Okay, so if I ask you, did you attend my class yesterday? And you answer me, you will say, I did not attend your class yesterday, right? Did not. Okay. With a question, we also use the word did. And when you see did, guys, I want you to remember it like this. When you see the word did, it is already in the past tense. So your verb stays in the base form. So we move did to the front of the sentence, in front of the subject, like our be verb normally would move. So, did you play soccer yesterday? And when we answer this question, we will say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Did she walk alone? Did they stay at the hotel? Again, it's the same for everybody. Did you play soccer? Did he play soccer? Did they play soccer? Did we play soccer? It doesn't change. Okay? And we don't say played soccer. We don't say did you played soccer. We say did you play soccer. Okay. WH questions. Okay, before I move on, any questions? Any questions?
No, thanks.
Okay. WH questions or question words, right? Like what, when, where, why. We are going to put the question word at the front of the sentence. Okay? So, where did they live? Now, very important. When I ask this question, I'm asking it with the word live. But when I answer, I need to use lived. Now I need to answer with the past of the verb, right? So they lived in Canada. Why did he cry? Oh, he cried because he lost the game. Why did you play? What did you play yesterday? I played football yesterday. Okay, so when we ask questions with the question word, we use this base form of the verb. But when we answer, we use the past tense of the verb. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before we practice?
No, teacher, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Right, so let's do a little bit of practice. After this practice, we can take a short break if you guys would like. Excuse me. I'm so sorry if you're wearing earphones. Okay. So we've got our sentences over here in the simple present, and we're going to turn them into the simple past. Okay. So instead of they work in a bank, they don't work in the bank anymore. They lost their job. How do we put this into the past tense? Who would like to try?
Teacher.
Go ahead, Asma.
They worked in a bank.
Good. They worked in a bank. Good. And remember that t sound at the end. They worked in a bank. Good. Number 2. He finishes work late. Okay, Manal, go ahead.
He finished work late.
Good. He finished work late. Okay.
Teacher.
Majid. Oh, somebody's talking to me. Yes, go ahead. Yeah? Good. We lived in Brazil. Oh, I keep typing, but nothing's happening. In Brazil. Good. Bushra, is it you talking to me? Go ahead. You want to do number 4?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, go ahead. Number 4.
I carry a big bag.
Past tense.
I carried a big bag.
Good. I carried a big bag. Good. Afnan, go ahead.
She walked to work.
Good. She walked to work. Well done. Yeah. There was another voice that was talking to me. Who was it? Banan, was it you? Number 6, go ahead.
The train stopped in Chicago. Stopped, yes.
Good. The train stopped in Chicago. Okay. Number 7,
I
Afnan.
want to try, teacher.
Okay. Let's give Faisal a turn. Yes, go ahead.
So, we played tennis.
Good. We played tennis. There we go. Good.
Teacher.
Yes. Meshkas, go ahead.
Yes. You talked a lot.
Good. You talked a lot. Okay. Good. My family say this to me as well because I do talk a lot. That's why I'm a teacher. Okay. Afnan, you want to try number 9?
I relaxed on the weekend.
Good. I relaxed on the weekend. Good. Banan, number 10.
He waited for the bus.
Good. He waited for the bus. Good. And Bushra, number 11.
Yes, teacher.
Mhm.
She prefers the red car. She preferred the red car.
Good. And Manal, number 12.
She needed a now coat.
Good. She needed a new coat. Good. Okay. So, well done, everybody. You understand. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me see. You talking about this one? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you asking about this? Mm-hmm. So you want to practice the questions and answers, Majid? Is that what you're saying? Do you want me? Yeah, it's okay. Do you want me to explain it, or do you want me to give you practice? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You want to know why it's different? Okay. Okay. Good question. All right. So let me explain it like this. Okay. So you see, with these questions, we use the base form of the verb. Okay. So I explained it like this, right? Remember with our negative sentence, Majid, positive, we only using the verb. Okay? When we use when we use a negative sentence, we're using the base action verb. So I did not stay at home, right? Stay, not stayed. I did not stay at home. Okay? Because did is already in the past tense? Do you understand? Okay, so I want you to think of it like this, Majid. The word do is present simple. Remember I told you I do my work, right? Or do what do you do, right? That sentence is the present simple. The past tense of do is did. Okay. When I make a sentence in the past tense, I don't need more than one word in the past tense. So I did, that is already in the past tense. I did not stay at home. I use the base form. Okay. Now we move on to questions. In a question, we need to ask did as well. So think about present simple. We would say, do you eat chocolate? Right? That's present simple. When I'm asking you the question, after you ate the chocolate, the action is already done. It's done. I'm going to say, did you eat chocolate? Okay. Did you eat chocolate? Okay, the verb stays the same, the action, because this is in the past tense. Now, when we're asking these questions, just yes or no questions. When I answer, I will say, yes, I did. No, I didn't. I don't have to say, yes, I played. You can, but you don't have to. We just say, yes, I did. No, I didn't. But when we ask these questions with the question words, we cannot just say yes or no. We have to give more information. So, where did is the past. When this one is already in the past, my verb stays in the simple present. So, where did they live? Now, when I answer, there's no did. Can you see? No did. So, I need a past tense. They lived in Canada. Why did he cry yesterday? Right? I can't say he cried because he was sad. I need to say cried because yesterday he cried. He's not crying anymore. Do you understand? Are you sure, Majid? I don't mind to explain it in a different way if you don't understand. Okay, good. So it's because this did is already in the past tense. When we answer, we cannot say he cried because he lost the game because he's not crying anymore. It's finished. His tears are gone, dried up already. What did you play yesterday? Yesterday is gone. We went to bed, we woke up, it's a new day. So yesterday I played football. Okay. Good. Thank you for asking the question. Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? We completed this. Anybody else have any other questions? Manal, Bushra, your hands are up. I just want to make sure.
No question, teacher.
Okay. And then Meshkas, I saw you said in the chat you don't know where to raise your hand. It's okay. I will try my best to let you speak if I do get a chance. But at the bottom, there's a little thing on the page that says react. If you click on that, it says raise your hand. Okay. Good. Sorry, guys. I know I don't always have time to read all the messages you send in the chat, but I read them after the class. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions before we take a break? Do you guys want to take a break? 10-minute break?
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Yeah, 10 minutes for
Okay,
10
okay.
minutes for a break. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, perfect. So I'll see you all back at 12 minutes past. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, is everybody back?
Yes, teacher, yes.
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Okay, good. Let's finish this. Okay, good. So now we learned about the regular verbs. Okay, we're just going to learn about the irregular verbs. There's 4 main verbs I want us to focus on. These verbs we use a lot, okay? It is do, go, get, and have. All right, do, go, get, and have. So, like we already said, an irregular verb, the whole word changes. So I eat chocolate, I ate chocolate. I swim in the morning, I swam yesterday. I drink coffee, I drank coffee. Okay. So in the simple present, we say I do, I get, I go, and I have, right? But irregular verbs in the simple past does not end with the ed sound. Okay, so for example, the word go changes to went. He went to school by bus. We don't say he goed to school. No, he went to school by bus. So you will see, I told you when we see did, it is the past tense of do, right? So did you do your work? Yes, I did, right? Go changes to went, get changes to got, and have changes to had. So we use the base form in the negative and the questions. So this is the same rule we have for the past tense of regular verbs. So for example, he didn't go to school by bus, right? I don't say he didn't went. He didn't go to school. When I ask a question, did he go to school by bus? Question mark, right? Because didn't is in the past. Did is the past. Did you get my email? Question mark. So negative sentences and questions, exactly the same as we have for the regular verbs. Those stay with the base form. Okay. Now we use did and didn't in short answers. So, did you go to work? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Okay. Does everybody understand? Negatives and questions, we use the base form go and get, not went and got. Okay. For all of them, we don't say, did you did your work? We say, did you do your work, right? Did you have a good day? Not did you had a good day. Okay. Did you have breakfast? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. We answer like that. Now, with a positive sentence, we use the irregular past verb. So I did housework on Sunday. The base form is do, right? You got up late yesterday. It's the past tense of get. He went to school by bus, right? Not go to school. He went to school by bus this morning. And we had breakfast at home. Okay. Can everybody see? In a positive sentence, we don't have any question marks and we don't have the word not, right? In these sentences, we use the past verb. Did, got, went, had. When it's a negative, we use did not and we use the base verb, not the past verb, the base verb. I didn't do housework on Sunday. You didn't get up late yesterday. He didn't go to school by bus. We didn't have breakfast at home. Okay? So you see, positive sentence, I did my housework, I got up. Negative sentence, I didn't do my housework and you didn't get up. Okay. And when we ask a question with yes or no, we use the auxiliary verb. So, auxiliary verb is the word did. Did you do homework last night? Do homework last night? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Did you get up late yesterday? Oh, yes, I did. No, I didn't. Did you have toast for breakfast? Yes, I did. No, I didn't, right? Did you get my mail? Not got. Did you get my mail? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Did she go to school? Yes, she did. No, she didn't. Did they have dinner? Yes, they did. No, they didn't. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Yes? Mm-hmm. You can if you want to. Yeah, you can. You can answer with more. This is just a short answer, Majid. So most of the time when somebody asks you a question like, are you working from home today? Right? I'm using continuous form now. Let me choose a different sentence. If somebody asks me, did you work in the office today? When I answer, I will say, yes, I did work in the office. You can complete the sentence. You can. Yes. Okay. So you can. But important, Majid, you said yes, she did goes to school, right? You said yes, she did goes to school. We don't say goes. We don't have to say goes, right? We use the base form. Yes, she did go to school yesterday. No ES. Okay? If you answer in full, we would actually rather say, yes, she went to school. Like this. Okay, so you would actually use this answer because you're using a full answer now. You're not just saying, yes, she did or no, she didn't, right? When we speak in the positive sentence, we use the past form because the question is in the past form. Did they have dinner? I can say, yes, they did. Or I can say, yes, they had. Yes, they had dinner already, for example. Okay. What about this one? Majid, you do this one for me at the top. Did you get my email? Yes. Good. Yes, I got your email. Okay. So you can do that. I'm just showing you the short answer. And if it's the negative sentence, we would say, no, I didn't get your email. Right? Because it's a negative. Good. Very good question. Thank you for asking. Okay. Any other questions or anything else before we move on to the questions? Nothing else. Okay. So when we have question words, our question word goes in front of the auxiliary verb.
Teacher?
So, yes, Bushra.
Sorry. Did she go to school yesterday? If I want answer, not short answer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she went to school
Yes,
yesterday.
that's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's correct.
Negative. No, she didn't. Yes. Or
Yeah.
what?
So, yeah, you're right. So remember, with a negative, we need the didn't, right? Because we don't have a negative form for action verbs. So we will say, no, she didn't go to school yesterday. Okay. The
Okay, thank
reason
you.
why is because go, we don't have a gon't, right? Like we don't have a negative form. Even with like eat, I can't say eaten, right? There's no, or eat not. There's no negative form for that word. So we need didn't in the sentence to fill in the negative. Okay. But don't get confused with it. You don't have to get too confused. You can just answer shortly. Yes, she did. No, she didn't. Okay? If you want to, yes, she went to school. No, she didn't go. Okay. Good. Right. So, auxiliary present simple is do and does. I told you this. And did is the past tense. So, I want you to think of it like this. Okay. This is the easiest way to remember it. Okay. When you see did in your sentence, you don't use the past tense of the verb. Okay? So, for example, even with our regular verbs, right? Did you play soccer yesterday? Because did is the past tense already. So we don't have to say, did you played soccer, right? If you look here, it says it's the past simple. Do and does, present simple, did, past. Okay. So that's the easy way to remember it. When you see did in your sentence and it's the past, you don't have to put your verb in the past as well because it already does that for you. I did. Okay. Now, with question words, what, when, where, why, we use the base form of the verb. So when, there's my past already. When did you do housework? And then when I answer this question, you can choose. You can either say on the weekend, no verb, right? You can see my answer has no verb in it. I'm just saying, on the weekend, right? Or you can say, I did housework on the weekend. Because do in the past is did, right? I don't use two dids here. Yes. Mm-hmm. You can choose which one you want to use. So, Majid, look at this sentence. There is no verb. I'm not saying did or do or get or got. There's no verb in that answer. I'm just saying on the weekend, right? I'm answering the question with just the information. But if you want to speak in a fuller sentence, you can say, I did my housework on the weekend. I'm giving more information there. I'm including the verb do. Do in the past is did. In the test, yeah? So, mhm. Majid, usually the way that we design the test, you have 4 options to choose from, right? Usually 3 or 4 options. So you are not going to type out a full sentence in the test. It's multiple choice. So maybe they will give you option A, will say, let me think. I do housework on the weekend. Okay, option B will be and option C will be option C will be so that's how your test is. It gives you 3 options and you have to choose the correct one. Now you know we don't use did and do together, right? We're not going to say I did do housework on the weekend. We're just going to answer the question. I did housework on the weekend. Because the question is in the past tense, right? So that's how your test is, Majid. You don't have to worry about short or long answers. You're just going to choose A, B, C, the one with the correct answer. Okay, that follows the grammar that I teach you. Okay. Good. Right. So, where did you get your shirt? Now, again, I'm answering without the verb just so you guys can see it's possible. At the store near the school. Where did you get your shirt? At the store near the school, right? Or I can answer in a full sentence. I use the past tense because the question is in the past. I got my shirt at a store near the school. Okay, who did you go to the movies with? My sister and her friend. There's no verb there, but if I want to put a verb, I will use went, right? The past tense of go is went. So I went to the movies with my sister and her friend. Okay, go changes to went. And then the last one, what did you have for breakfast? Coffee and toast, or I can say I had coffee and toast for breakfast. So had is the past tense of have. Okay. Remember, did and didn't. In the simple past, the question and the negative forms, did is an auxiliary verb, not a normal verb. Okay, so for example, did you go to the gym? Right? It's an auxiliary verb. There is my verb. Go. Yes, I did. Or I went to the gym. Yes, I went to the gym. In the simple negative, we use didn't, right? So it's the auxiliary verb again. I didn't have is my verb. It's an auxiliary here. I didn't have breakfast. Did you have breakfast? No, I didn't. And then did can also be a normal verb, right? So we learned this last time as well. I did housework on the weekend. Did is the past tense of do. Now it's not an auxiliary verb. Okay. Does anybody have any final questions before we end off with this, before we practice? No questions?
No, teacher.
Okay, perfect. So let's do a little bit of practice. And then okay, let me just change my screen share. This one. Okay, and then we'll do some listening practice afterwards. And then next week is our last class. So we still have a little bit of work to get through before the end of our before we can finish off. So next week we have one more week of grammar that we have to do. We're 1 week behind because if you remember the first week we had our class, we were a little bit behind because we took a break. We stopped because I explained a bit too fast. Right. So
Teacher?
yes.
Excuse me, can you send us the PDF for class 1, 2, 3 for group?
Okay, I can. Bushra, it's a lot of information though. So let me ask it like this, right? I want to explain it. It's a lot of information. Like if I show you, this PDF is 8 pages long. So do you want me to send you? Yeah?
هو أحسن من الكتاب يعني صراحة. هذه يقولها.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, I will look if I have. I usually tell you to take a screenshot. What I will do, Bushra, let me show you. Okay. In the group, Miss Nargis
Okay.
sent you a book, okay?
Yes, I know. But
Okay.
the book is very information and not clear. This PDF is clear, yeah.
I understand. Okay. I'm going to see if I can show you what I mean. My pages are wrong on my PDF because I used an old book when I made it, but it's the same information. They changed the books. Let me see if I can show you. In the meantime, I will see if I can. I don't mind if you want me to send you guys the PDF. It's just a lot of information. It's a very big book. So that's why. Okay. So we learned. I will show you. We start with unit 5. Okay. Can you see my screen? Yes. Okay. You can start with page 100, right? So we learn, 1 second. We don't start with this. We start with unit 7. Okay. So on page 104, word orders in question. This is what we learned first. Can you see, Bushra? It's all the same information that I use. I just explain it a bit more. So I don't mind. I can send the PDF documents to you. But I'll only send it after our next class because
Thank you, teacher.
I don't want anybody to get confused. So I'll send it at the end. But if you look in your book, the one Miss Nargis sent, page 104, we're going to learn these object pronouns next time if we haven't covered it already, right? Then we learned can and cannot. So here's all the information. We use it for permission or possibility. If we can do, if we're allowed to do something, if you don't know how to do something, right? I'm going to explain
Unit 5, teacher?
No,
Or
no,
what?
unit 7. Unit 7.
Oh,
Okay, unit 7. And then unit 8. And then we also did unit 9, right? Present continuous. We did this last week. So working, taking, listening. And there's all our positive, negative examples over there. Okay, and then we learned there is and there are. You did this last week. This is unit 10. So this is on page 110. Then today we learned the simple past of the be verb, right? So it's over here. And we also learned regular and these irregular verbs, unit 11 and 12. Okay. So all of it is in your book. I promise you, I use extra resources to make it easier to explain to you guys, but I use everything from the books because I want you to be able to go after the class and look at it again. Okay. And then next week, we're going to look at the some more irregular verbs. So these are different irregular verbs, right? So, and we have one more thing, which is number 8 we have to do, but I leave that for last because it's a tricky one sometimes. Like and love. Okay. So if you want me to send it, Bushra, I don't mind. I can, but I will only send it after our last class. When are you writing your test?
Okay, teacher.
Do you remember? Do you guys know when you're writing your test? I think it's on my documents. Wait, let me check. 27th of July. Your test, right? I think it's the 27th. I'll send the documents before then. Okay. Your test. You are writing your test. I think it's the 27th of July. Yes. Yes. So I'm saying I can send the document if anybody wants it. Let me do it like this. If you want the document, send me a message and I can send it to you. If everybody wants it, I'll send it on the group. Okay. Good. Does everybody want it? Okay. Good. So I'll share it on the group with you guys then after the next class. So on Tuesday when we're finished, I'll share it with all of you. Okay. All right. Of course.
Teacher,
Yes.
the exam come from this grammar only?
It will only be the stuff that we've covered or something that you've learned in level 1. That's it, Asma. It's stuff you already know. And my guideline for what I teach you, I get from ILC. So it's set up according to what I teach you. Okay.
Okay.
Good. All right. So now, any other questions? Anything at all? No questions. Okay. So let's practice. We're going to try. We are only going to use these, right? So you see it's in the present simple. I don't go to the gym. Past tense, right? I didn't go to the gym yesterday because it is negative. So don't change this to didn't. Meshkas, you figured out how to put your hand up. Go ahead. Number 1.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had guess of breakfast.
Good. I had eggs for breakfast. Good. Well done. I had eggs for breakfast this morning. So have in the past is had. Good. The next one is a question, right? It is a question. Who would like to try? So we want to keep it a question. Manal, go ahead.
Did she go? Did she went to Spanish classes?
You were right the first time. Remember what I said? When we see did, we use the base form.
Okay.
Okay. Did she go to Spanish classes last year? You were right, and then you changed it. So remember, when we see did, it's already in the past. We don't need to put the verb in the past as well. Good. Afnan, number 3, go ahead.
We didn't have lunch at home.
Good. We didn't have lunch at home. We didn't have because it is in we have didn't, right? Did in that sentence. So we don't need to change it. Good. And Banan, number 4.
Mike didn't go to work by car yesterday.
Good. Mike didn't go to work by car yesterday. Well done. Number 5, Majid, go ahead. Good. Right. There's no did. So we have to change the verb. They went to school by bus and it's yesterday. Okay. The next one is a question. Manal. Meshkas, maybe you want to try?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did time do? Did time you got up?
So we started with what time? Remember, our question word stays in
What
the front.
time did
Mm-hmm.
did you got up or go?
Is it get up or got up? Which one?
Yes.
Get or got? Which one?
Get.
Okay, yeah, it's get. Because remember, I told you when we have the word did, we don't change the the verb. What time did you get up this morning? Good. Okay. And you said did time, you were a little bit confused there. What? So remember, questions. What, when, where, why, who, right? Who did you talk to? Who did you go with? When we see those question words, we keep our question word at the front of the sentence. So what time did you get up? Good job for trying. Well done. Okay. Number 7, it's a question. Okay, now this one is not an irregular verb. This is a okay. Yeah, Lina?
Does you play sport or
Okay, or exercise, right? So we're not going to say does, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to use does. Does is the present simple. We want it in the past expression. So not does, but did.
did. Yes, did.
Okay. Did you play sports or exercise? Okay. Did you play sports or exercise last weekend? Good. Bushra, you want to try number 8?
Yes. You don't do the housework. Okay. You didn't do the housework yesterday.
Good. Yes. You didn't do the housework because didn't is the auxiliary verb, right? It's not the normal verb. Good. And then Majid, number 9. Good. I didn't get up early this morning. Okay. I didn't get up early this morning. Can everybody still hear me? I'm sorry, my mom tried to phone me. Can you still hear me?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good. Sorry. Okay, good. Now, something that I want everybody to notice at the end of all of these sentences, all of these words refer to time that is already past, right? So I'm mentioning this because I want you to see these words help you realize it's the past simple tense. Okay. Last year is gone. Last week is gone. Yesterday is gone. Finished. Finished. Klar. Done. Okay. It's all gone. So this morning, done. Okay. All right. Now we have one more little exercise. We have our verbs on the side here. Okay. So we've got go, right? You can see over here we've used go to answer, to complete this question. So, did you go to bed early last night? Yes, I did. I went to bed at 9:30. So, Majid, I want you to try number 1 because this is the one that you were asking me about. You want to try? Yeah? Good. Yeah. Good. It is the past. We're using the word did, right? What did you have for lunch today? Did means lunch is gone. It's over. Okay. And how do we answer it? This is what I want you to try. Okay. I had. We're going to use the same verb. I had fish. So, what did you have for lunch today? It's dinner time. Well, it's actually bedtime already. So, it's time for us to go to bed. Lunch is long gone, right? I'm asking, what did you have for lunch today? Then, when you answer, you will say, oh, I had fish for lunch, right? Fish. I had fish. It's over. Okay. Number 2, Meshkas, go ahead. Do.
Did you
Mhm.
did you did they housework?
Okay. Remember with the question, we don't change the verb. This did is an auxiliary verb, right?
Did you
Yeah. What do we put here? Did you?
do? You do.
Yes. Good. Okay. We don't change the verb, right? Did you do the housework? No, but I. Who wants to try?
But I did my English housework.
But I did
Homework.
my English homework. Good. Right. Number 3. Sorry, that was my dog. Number 3. So we've got go. Remember the past tense of go? Right? So
Yes,
this is a
teacher.
question. Yes, yes. Bushra, go ahead.
Okay. Where did you go?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. I went.
Okay.
I
Mm-hmm.
out. I stayed. I didn't out.
Mm-hmm. I didn't out. Right. Didn't is one word. There's still one more word missing here.
Okay. I didn't go out.
Yes, good. So it stays the same. I didn't go out. I stayed at home. Good. Okay. Somebody shouted at me. Who was it? Banan, maybe it was you. You want to try number 4?
What time? What time did the children get up?
Good. Did the children get up? Yes. Mm-hmm.
They got up very late.
They got up very late. Good. They got up very late. Good. Manal, you want to try number 5? Have?
What had you?
Remember with the question we use the auxiliary verb.
What did
Good. What did?
you have
Good. What did you
for
have for
breakfast?
breakfast? Mm-hmm. I wasn't hungry. So negative sentence.
I had.
Mm-hmm. Negative sentence. Like this one.
I didn't. I did not have
Mhm.
breakfast.
Good. I didn't have breakfast. I wasn't hungry. I just
Had a coffee. A coffee.
good. I just had a coffee. Good. Okay. And then number 6. Who wants to try? This one's a long one, but we're just using go and did and didn't. Right? Who wants to try? I see Bushra, your hand. Oh, somebody's talking to me. Who's talking to me? Asma? Is it
Yes.
you? Okay, do it. Yes.
Did Pedro go to Godo last week?
Mm-hmm. Good. So did Pedro go to judo last week? Yeah. And
He went, or
he went on Monday. Yes.
but he didn't go on Wednesday
Yes.
because he wasn't feeling well.
Good. But he didn't go on Wednesday. Good. You guys understand. I see there's still some very, very small mistakes that you're making, but overall you understand it very well. Good job, everybody. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Okay. So, final time. Does anybody have any questions before we do some listening practice?
No question, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to explain next week. We're going to look at some more irregular verbs. I will do this. There is this. I will send you on the WhatsApp group now. I'm going to send it to you now. We will talk about some more irregular verbs in the next class. For this week, just focus on the do, get, have, right? Those are the important ones now. And next week, we'll look at some more. But I want us to do just a very quick listening practice. If I can find my links that I opened. There we go. Okay. So we'll do 1 or 2 listening practices. It's always good to practice. What do we remember with listening? What is the first thing we do?
Read the question.
10,000 points for Banana. Good job. All right. So listen or read the questions, right? We read the questions. Okay. I don't want to play a video. There we go. Right. So no spring chicken. We're learning some idioms. It means you're not very young anymore and to be careful. Right. So this is called camping gear. All right. And you will see we've got what are they planning on doing in the morning? They've got some activities there. According to the weather report, when is it going to start raining? What did Paul forget to bring? Sarah left the playing cards, the picnic table. And what do they finally decide to do? All right. Are you ready? Here we go.
Sarah, I've been looking forward to our yearly camp out for 3 weeks.
Me too.
It's going to be a wonderful day for hiking tomorrow. The great outdoors, camping under the stars. This is the life.
Yeah. But Paul, I'm a little bit worried about the weather though. The weatherman said it was going to rain later tonight.
Ah, nonsense. Nothing can spoil our adventure. Those weather reports are never right.
And it said there was a chance of high winds.
Ah, don't worry.
Paul, did you remember to bring our raincoats just in case like I told you?
Oh no, I left them on the front porch.
Oh, what are we going to do now?
We'll have to sleep in the car. Hurry, get in.
So, Paul, what are we going to do now?
How about playing a card game?
I left them next to the picnic table.
Oh.
Hey, you don't want me to go out in the rain to get them, do you?
Nah, that's okay. So what now?
Well, we could head down the mountain and stay at that hotel we passed on the way up, or go home.
Why don't we just make the best of it here and hope the weather clears?
That's a good idea.
Okay, I'm going to play it again. Here we go.
Sarah, I've been looking forward to our yearly camp out for 3 weeks.
Me too.
It's going to be a wonderful day for hiking tomorrow. The great outdoors, camping under the stars. This is the life.
Yeah. But Paul, I'm a little bit worried about the weather though. The weatherman said it was going to rain later tonight.
Ah, nonsense. Nothing can spoil our adventure. Those weather reports are never right.
And it said there was a chance of high winds.
Ah, don't worry.
Paul, did you remember to bring our raincoats just in case like I told you?
Oh no, I left them on the front porch.
Oh, what are we going to do now?
We'll have to sleep in the car. Hurry, get in.
So, Paul, what are we going to do now?
How about playing a card game?
I left them next to the picnic table.
Oh.
Hey, you don't want me to go out in the rain to get them, do you?
Nah, that's okay. So what now?
Well, we could head down the mountain and stay at that hotel we passed on the way up, or go home.
Why don't we just make the best of it here and hope the weather clears?
That's a good idea.
Okay. Right. So what are they planning to do in the morning?
Hiking.
Okay. Good. According to the weather report, when is it going to start raining?
At night.
At night. Good. What did Paul forget to bring?
Raincoat.
Raincoats. Good.
Raincoat.
Sarah left the playing cards
Next to.
next to. Good. And what do they finally decide to do?
At hotel.
This one's wrong. They stayed at the place. Yes. Okay. Good job. It's okay. Even if you got one wrong. Let's do one more, a final one for today. Our class reunion. Okay. So it's a very short audio. Oh, no, not this one. This one's a longer one. We'll do this one. It's a short audio. Everyday activities. Okay. So what time does the man get up? What time does he get to work? What does he do with his family around 6:30 p.m.? What do the man and his wife do after the kids go to bed? And what is one thing the man does not say about his wife? Okay, here we go.
So, what's your usual day like? You always seem so busy.
Well, I usually get up around 5 a.m. and work on the computer until 6.
Why do you get up so early?
Well, I have to leave home at 20 to 7 so I can catch a bus at 7 o'clock. It takes me about 20 minutes to walk to the bus stop from my house.
And what time do you get to work?
My bus takes about an hour to get there, but it stops right in front of my office.
That's nice. And what time do you get off work?
Around 5 o'clock. Then we eat dinner around 6:30, and my wife and I read and play with the kids until 8 or so.
So when do you work on your website? You said one time that you created at home.
Well, my wife and I often watch TV or talk until 10 o'clock. She then often reads while I work on my site, and I sometimes stay up until the early hours in the morning, but I try to finish everything by 1 or 2.
And then you get up at 5 a.m.?
Well, yeah, but it's important to live a balanced life. I enjoy what I do, but you have to set aside time for family and yourself.
I agree.
But I think my wife has the toughest job. She spends her whole day taking care of the family, taking the kids to school, working in the garden, buying groceries, taking the kids to piano lessons.
Wow.
That's a full-time job, but she enjoys what she does.
Well, it sounds like you're a busy but lucky man.
I think so too.
So, what's your usual day like? You always seem so busy.
Well, I usually get up around 5 a.m. and work on the computer until 6.
Why do you get up so early?
Well, I have to leave home at 20 to 7 so I can catch a bus at 7 o'clock. It takes me about 20 minutes to walk to the bus stop from my house.
And what time do you get to work?
My bus takes about an hour to get there, but it stops right in front of my office.
That's nice. And what time do you get off work?
Around 5 o'clock. Then we eat dinner around 6:30, and my wife and I read and play with the kids until 8 or so.
So when do you work on your website? You said one time that you create it at home.
Well, my wife and I often watch TV or talk until 10 o'clock. She then often reads while I work on my site, and I sometimes stay up until the early hours in the morning, but I try to finish everything by 1 or 2.
And then you get up at 5 a.m.?
Well, yeah, but it's important to live a balanced life. I enjoy what I do, but you have to set aside time for family and yourself.
I agree.
But I think my wife has the toughest job. She spends her whole day taking care of the family, taking the kids to school, working in the garden, buying groceries, taking the kids to piano lessons.
Wow.
That's a full-time job, but she enjoys what she does.
Well, it sounds like you're a busy but lucky man.
I think so too.
Okay, so let's see. What time does the man get up?
6.
6.
5. 5.
5.
It's
5.
5 a.m. Yes, at 5 a.m. So he wakes up at 5 and then he works on his computer for 1 hour and then he walks to the bus stop. Okay, and then he usually gets there at around 7. So what time does he get to work?
7.
7.
7.
7 o'clock.
8, I think.
8.
Okay, somebody's saying 8. So it's 8 o'clock. He gets to the bus stop at 7 and then he says, well, I leave home at 20 to 7 so I can catch a bus at 7 o'clock. It takes about 20 minutes to walk. And then he says the bus takes about an hour to get, but it stops in front of my office. So he gets to work at 8 o'clock. Okay, that one you had to think a little bit. Okay, what does he do with his family around 6:30 p.m.?
Dinner.
Dinner.
Eat dinner together. Good. And then what does he and his wife do after the kids go to bed?
Watch TV.
Watch TV. Watch TV.
Good. And the last one, what is the one thing the man does not say that his wife does with the kids?
Maybe.
He got shopping for food.
The rest one, maybe.
Okay, somebody's saying the first one. So a lot of you are saying shopping for food. He says buys groceries. Groceries mean food. Okay, so she buys groceries, that's shopping. He doesn't talk about helping the kids with their homework. Okay. Good. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry. Thank you, everybody, for your class today. I think you all did a great job. And I will see all of you next week. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Good. Next week is the last class we have together. So if you have any questions, next week is your time to ask me. Okay. Good. Have a good evening, everybody. See you next time.